युहुन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं किं गुरुं हि स्वयं सत्यः प्रज्ञाभक्तिविनीतयः दीप्तिश्चापि वृता नित्यं तं गुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम् सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ईशावास्यमिदं समस्तभुवनं त्यक्त्वार्थगेहादिकं ब्रह्मण्येव मुमुक्षुणा नवरतं निष्ठाविधेयात्मनि अर्हत्वाय च तत्र कर्मविहितं कार्यं पुरा निष्फलम् विद्वानित्थमुपाचरन् हि भजते निर्लेप आत्मेश्वरम्. We were looking at the commentary of this verse. So till now, basically we have covered the commentary up to first half of the verse. Today we will be taking up the second half, so which is commencing at the last paragraph on page 4. So the commentary goes like this: Nacha mumukshoho samsarinaha jivasya katham brahma bhedaha iti vachyam. संसारस्य उपाधिगतत्वात् निरुपाधिकस्य च आत्मनः ब्रह्मत्वाच्च. So how do we understand this? So nacha vachyam means, so this is not to be raised as an objection. So essentially that is what it means. So this objection cannot stand. So iti nacha vachyam. So you cannot say means your objection does not stand. That is all it is. Nacha vachyam means literally this is not to be uttered, this is not to be said. So not to be said does not mean that you cannot raise this objection. It essentially amounts to, metaphorically, that this does not stand. Why? Samsarasya upadhikatatvad nirupadhikasya ja atmanaha brahmatvacha. There are two reasons which he gives. So Panchamyanta is always reason. So samsarasya upadhikatatvat is one hetu. Nirupadhikasya atmanaha brahmatvacha is the second hetu. So we will understand this in great detail. So this, first of all, we have to understand the terms samsara and samsari which has been used here. So this is very important to understand. Why does the objection even come about? Mumukshoho samsarinaha jivasya katham brahma abhedaha. In fact, in the first half, Ishavasyamidam sarvam. So there he was trying to say that this Atman is none other than Brahma. So this is what he was trying to convey, right? Now he is asking this question: Samsarinaha mumukshoho. How does the word samsari come? There is a noun samsara and it has a suffix, and that suffix is ini pratyaya. Okay. Okay, so there are some students who are very keen to learn the sutra. I will tell the sutra. Ata ini thanau.
Ata ini thanau.
Ata ini thanau. So ini thanau means there is a ini pratyaya and than pratyaya. Ini thanau. Okay. Ataha, normally what ataha means?
Then.
Therefore. But here it does not mean that. Okay, therefore in and ten. That is not the case. Okay, I'll tell you. See, this basically samsari. What do you understand by that? So, like dhani. What do you understand? Kami. One who possesses kama, right? Dandi, dhani, kami. So, similarly, samsari. So what does it mean? Samsaraha asya asti iti samsari. Okay. Samsaraha asya asti iti samsari. Normally, you use the suffix matu to refer to the one who possesses. So for that the sutra is you repeat tadasyasti. Tadasyasti asminniti matupu
tadasyasti.
If you join, it will be a little tricky. Tadasyastyasminniti matupu.
Tadasyastyasminniti matupu.
Very good. Tadasyastyasminniti matupu. Asya asti, asmin asti. There are two senses in which you use the word matupu. Tadasyastyasminniti matupu. Similarly here, samsari. Now, whatever sense in which the matu pratyaya is added, this ini pratyaya is added. So you have this example, dhanavan, dhani, both are used. Dhanavan, dhani. Similarly, you can say samsaravan, samsari, but generally you use only samsari. Okay, samsaraha asya asti iti samsari. This sutra basically tells that ini pratyaya is added. So this samsara, ini, samsari. This ini pratyaya cannot be added to all the places where you can add this matu pratyaya. Okay. So here, that is why ataha. Ataha here means hrasva akarat. Hrasva akarat pradipadikaat. You understand? So whenever the noun has an ending which has hrasva akara, then only you can use this. Kamaha. So there kama. So similarly, dhana. You understand? Dhana shabdaha. So samsara shabdaha. That is ataha here means not therefore, but hrasva akarantati shabdat. You can use the suffix ini. So that is how the word samsari, dhani, etc. get formed. Okay. Suppose I ask you, lekhana. What is lekhana? Oh, that lekhani is better. Lekhana. Lekhanam means, so see, his tasya lekhanam ati sundaram. Writing. His article, his writing. Okay, his essays. This is lekhanam. Okay. So lekhanam asya asti. What will you say? You will say lekhani. You understand? Lekhanam asya asti. Will you say lekhani? So then it will become pen. So in order to avoid such pitfalls, so after giving the sutra, there is a vartika. Okay. Suppose I say, so this person possesses ashwa, asya asti. Okay. Will you say Ashvi? You cannot say. Ashwavan is what you have to say. Understand? Whereas in the case of certain words, you can use this init pratyaya, and in the case of certain words, you cannot use this init pratyaya. So this is a very interesting thing which some of you will be interested in knowing. So that's why I thought I will just dwell a few minutes on this. So samsaraha asya asti, you can say samsari, you can also say samsaravan. Dhanam asya asti, you can say dhanavan, you can say dhani. But lekhanam asya asti, you cannot say lekhani and lekhanavan. See, you can only, so in fact, dandin, dandavan, you can say. Under what circumstances can you use? Under what circumstances you don't use? You don't use means basically looking at what has been employed by people. So they have tried to formulate a certain vartika which will be very useful. So that vartika so lists out 4 things. Okay? So where this init pratyaya does not get used. Okay? I'll tell you that vartika, it is useful to know. Okay? I repeat. Ekaksharat krito jatehe.
Ekaksharat krito jatehe.
Ekaksharat krito jatehe. Saptam yancha natau smritau.
Saptam
Yancha natau smritau.
Saptam yanjanatau smritau.
Ekaksharat krito jatehe.
Ekaksharat krito jatehe.
Very good.
Ekaksharat krito jatehe.
Saptam yancha natau smritau.
Saptam yanjanatau smritau. Saptam yanjanatau smritau.
Tau here refers to init pratyaya and than pratyaya. So just for the sake of completeness, this than, okay. So we have dandin will be the form, and dandi, dandino, dandinaha. That is how it will go when you have the init pratyaya. Whereas when you add than pratyaya, so it will be taking some slightly different form. So I'll not get into that now. So then there will be some akar will come and so on. So there will be some replacements. But let me just confine to this init pratyaya now. So here, ekaksharat means when you have only one syllable, then you don't use this init pratyaya. Okay, ekakshara shabda. Okay, so ekakshara shabda. Suppose you have a word, okay, swa. Okay, you will not say swi, you will only say swavan. Okay, so any ekakshara shabda. So suppose you want to say ku. What does ku mean? Prithvi. Okay, so you don't say, you have to say only kuman. Okay, of course here the prasakti itself is not there. So the prasakti is hrasva akaranta shabda should be there. Okay, so then this kind of a ekakshara shabda, so you will not have the init pratyaya. This is one ekaksharat. Then kritoha, kritaha. Kritaha here means this krit pratyaya. For instance, you have the word pachaka. I have a cook. Suppose I want to say. You cannot say pachaki. You have to only say pachakavan. I have a boss. Okay. So you cannot say nayaki, nayakavan. Understand? So this is how you have to gayakaha. So he has a musician employed. So gayakavan. You cannot say gayaki. These are all krit pratyayas. Okay. So then also you cannot use. So this is a beautiful way. Otherwise you will be really confused. Whenever I say pachaki, so does she refer to a female cook or one who possesses the pachaka? Okay. So that is why this vartika really helps. Okay. So ekaksharat kritaha. Then that is why jatehe. Then jatehe. Jatehe means when it refers to a jati vachaka shabda. That is why I said ashvaha, gajaha. Okay, asya asti hi. You will not say gaji. Okay, you will only say gajavan. Okay, so this is how jati vachaka vyaghravan. So any, but one can ask this question: how do you get dhani then? Dhanam, is it a jati or not? You will say dhanavan, and you can also say dhani. So then obviously this means dhana is not jati, right? So this itself implies dhana cannot be jati, because we have both usages, dhani and dhanavan. In fact, there is a beautiful verse, I will just tell you. Nakhalu dhanatvam jatihi yasya yadishtam tadeva tasya dhanam. Understand? So for you dhana may be music, for him dhana may be literature, for her dhana may be something else, dance. Nakhalu dhanatvam jatihi yasya yadishtam tadeva tasya dhanam. Okay? Tattadiva pamaranam akinchanyam dhanam vidusham. So this is a beautiful phrase. See, tattadiva pamaranam. People may think that this is wealth for me, this is wealth for me. So these are all pamaras. Whereas vidusham, see, those who have really understood the truth. So for them, he says, akinchanyam dhanam. See, not possessing anything itself is the wealth, or not having the tendency to possess something is wealth. See? So that is how they have really beautifully visualized this. Anyway, so dhanam is not a jati. So we need to understand that. Okay. Jati vachakate shabdat. Then there is one more called saptamyartha. See, saptamyarthe means, let me give you a simple example. Suppose there is a lot of pit in road. Okay, so pit means garta. Okay, so garta. So you have to say, so gartavati yam shala. Okay, you cannot say garti. Understand? This ini pratyaya will not come. That it so in saptamyarthe. In fact, matu pratyaya can be in both senses. Asmin asya. Asmin asti asya asti. Whereas ini pratyaya can be only in asya asti. Saptamyarthe na bhavati. Understand? That is why I said gati cannot be there. Okay. So suppose there is a tree which has fallen and there are a lot of woods, so you cannot cross the road. Okay. So then also, so you cannot say. So bahavaha dandaha vartanti. Okay. So you can only say dandavati yam shala. You cannot say dandi. Okay. Or dandini yam shala. You cannot say. Strilinga means dandini. So you cannot say. Okay. So now let us come back to the word samsari. Okay. So samsari is a word which is formed from samsara and the suffix in. In e, there only in will remain. That e at the end. In fact, this is also I'm sure there are a few people who have studied quite a bit of grammar here. So this in e, that e at the end, in is actually the form. Then why did Panini use ini? So this is just to avoid the confusion. There is a sutra called halantyam. Upadeshe antyam hal itsyat. Okay. So if he simply says in, then that in also will get dropped. You will not have the word dandin. Okay. In order to avoid that confusion, he has added that ini thanau in. Okay. Now let us come back to this. Naja mumukshoho samsarinaha jivasya. So now what is the question that is being posed? So you said that Ishavasya Idam Sarvam essentially means Ayamatma Brahma. That is how the commentary took us all through. I am Atma, how can it be Brahma? I am tu samsari. I am a mumukshu. I want to get relieved of samsara, right? How can a person who is wanting to get released from samsara be one and the same as the embodiment of happiness, Brahman, which is being talked about? Brahman is essentially Anando Brahmeti Vyajanat. Right? And this fellow is limited by all means in terms of knowledge, and that is Sarvajñam. Jnana Swarupam. Prajnanam Brahma. How can this be possible? That is the question. See, Mumukshoho Samsarinaha Jivasya Katham Brahma Abhedaha. So that it is not different from how is it that you are supposing this. Nacha mumuksho samsarinaha jivasya katham brahma abhedaha iti vachyam. Okay, so this cannot be a question. Okay, why he is saying samsarasya upadhikatatvati nirupadhikasya atmanaha brahmatvat nirupadhikasya atmanaha brahmatvat. This has to be very clearly understood. Samsarasya upadhikatatvāt. In fact, it may be useful to dwell for a minute on the word samsara itself. How does the word samsara come about? It comes about from the dhatu sri. Srigatau is the dhatu. Sam is the prefix. Okay? So srigatau means sarati, sarati, that is how it comes. Okay? Srigatau. Okay. See, in fact, we have this, no? Shivanandari. Galanti Shambho Tvacharita Saritaha. See, so Saritaha means Sarati. So it essentially that which flows. Gatau. Sri Gatau Samsaraha, and there is a suffix called Ghain. Okay? Ghain is the suffix which is used. So Sam Sri Ghain. And Ghain is a pratyaya which will be used not in Kartari but in other Karakas. In fact, there is a sutra which may be also useful. You repeat the sutra. Akartarichakarake samnyayam.
Akartarichakarake samnyayam.
Akartarichakarake samnyayam. Okay. So, what do we understand by samsara? In fact, it will be very useful to read one section of a commentary of Bhagavad Pada in the Mandukya. Somebody can actually put it. There are some people who quickly cut and paste. No? This is basically Tritiya Mundakam, verse 2. Okay, so it goes like this. Tritiya Mundaka, verse 2. So there are some beautiful descriptions which Bhagavad Pada gives to understand what samsara, and particularly to understand this statement, the second line. Samsarasya cha upadhigatatvat. I wanted to basically explain. See, this may be simple. So samsara is created by upadhi. What do we mean by samsara, and how do we understand this very clearly? See, that is the idea in quoting this now. See, this mantra goes like this. Samane vrikshe purusho nimagnaha anishaya shochati mukhyamanaha Yushtam yada pasyatyanyamisham asya mahimanamiti vita shokaha. Okay. So the idea is, so the questionnaire has this aham mukhyamanaha. Basically, I am a samsari and I want to have this liberation. Okay. Get freed. So this fellow vita shokaha bhavati. Okay. Now Bhagavad Pada here he says Tatraivam sati samane vrikshe. So this basically comes after that Dvasuparna Svaija Sakhaya. Samane vrikshe. Here vriksha is a metaphor. So the sharira, that is all it means. samane vrikshe purusho nimagnaha. So purushaha here means bhokta. So whatever is samsari, okay, samsaraha asya astiti samsari, which means he is the experiencer. That is how we mean. So that is bhokta. Okay. Jivaha avidya kama karma phala ragadi gurubhara krantaha ala buriva samudre jale nimagnaha. This is a beautiful usage, the word alabu. Alabu you would not have heard. It is not a frequently used word. This alabu basically means swaraka. In Tamil they will say swaraka. This is one kind of a gourd. Okay, let us take it as a gourd.
Bottle gourd.
A bottle gourd. Some gourd. So this is a gourd. Now this gourd, so when it actually falls from the tree, okay, somewhere assume that, what happens is, this will not sink in and go and settle down. Okay. So when it falls, assume that you have taken a gourd which is somewhat dry, okay, and then throw it in the water. So its density is much less. Now what will happen for this fellow? So he can neither come out of the water nor can sink and settle in the water. So what will happen? Product. He will just be cycling along with the wave of the water. So that is how he is saying ala buriva samudre jale nimagnaha. It is a very beautiful simile to explain what samsara is. So you once again and again you take this sharira and thereby you experience this sukha dukkha. That is why you call this as samsari. Now here he says, why does this happen? Avidya kama karma phala ragadi gurubhara krantaha ala buriva samudre jale nimagnaha. And he says, nischayena dehatma bhavamapannaha ayamevaham amushya putraha asya napta krishaha sthulaha gunavan nirgunaha sukhi dukhi ityevam pratyayaha. This is what is samsara. Understand? So the kind of experiences that we have been beautifully paraphrased here. He says this nimagnaha is a very important term. Nimagnaha, you should not assume that it is inside, gone in. So we also use the word magnaha. Saha Sangeeta Shravane Magnaha, when you say. Nimagnaha means he is unable to come out. That is what is Nimagnaha here means. Nimagnaha is not literally into the water. Understand? You are unable to come out of it. Immersed in this. See, immersed in music. We also use, okay, same phrase. Okay. So immersed. So here, so where is the immersion here? So here he says, Dehatma bhavamapannaha. Dehatma bhavamapannaha. In fact, samsari essentially means shariri, ultimately. Okay? Shariri. So here, Dehatma bhavamapannaha. I am unable to extract myself and understand this. So that is what he is trying to say. Samsarasya upadhigatattvat nirupadhikasya cha atmanaha brahmatvat. We have to be very, very clear here. So all that which has been stated here, so what does he say? Aham amushya putraha asya napta. Okay. So what does he say? Amushya putraha. Amushya putraha means I am son of. So son of here essentially refers to the birth of this sharira. Okay, birth of this sharira. I am the son of so and so. Asya napta. Napta means Vyasam vasishtha naptaram shakte pautram kalmasham. great grandson. Grandson is Pautra. Great grandson is Napta. Okay, Napta. So Amushya Putraha Asya Napta. Then some people feel Krishaha. Okay. Some people feel Sthulaha, Gunavan, Nirgunaha. See? So Staulyam Karshyam has to do with the Sharira Dharma. Gunavan Nirgunaha has to do with the Manodharma. Sukhi Dukhi also has to do with the Manodharma. Okay. Ityevam Pratyaha Nastyantaha Asmat. You understand? Asmad Antaha Nasti means I cannot see an end for my sorrow. Okay. Nastyantaha Asmat. Okay. From this cycle. Iti Jayate Mriyate Sanyujyate Viyujyate Cha Sambandhi Bandhavai. Jayate Mriyate. Born, dead. Associates, dissociates. Okay. In fact, there is a beautiful shloka. Remember? Sanyoga viprayogantaha maranantancha jivitam. You need to understand, if you keep this principle in mind, then this viprayoga does not really affect you. You have to understand that this is the nature. Sanyogaha viprayogantaha. All sanyogas will end up with viprayogaha. So here it is Sanyujyate Viyujyate Cha Sambandhi Bandhavaihi Ataha Anishaya Shochati. This Anisha is beautifully described. This Anisha essentially means hopelessness. Understand? This Anisha essentially means hopelessness. See, here beautifully described. Here he says, Nakasyachit samarthaha aham. I am fit for nothing. Okay. Nakasyachit samarthaha aham. Putro mama vinashtaha. My son is gone. Mrita me bharya. Kim me jivitena. So this is the feeling which many people get, right? When there is. In fact, there was one fellow here. It was very difficult for me to console him. Suddenly, he got a message that his mother passed away. So this fellow conveyed this message to me over phone. He's a staff in IIT. And then I also had no idea how to. He just started crying. So my mother was everything for me. How can I live without that? No, it is impossible. It took almost half an hour for me. Okay, so that is what he is trying to describe. See, so I am hopeless. So, Mrita me bharya, Mrita me mata, kim me jivitena. Okay, what is the purpose of living anymore? Ityevam dina bhavaha anisha. What is anisha? Dina bhavaha. Okay, so it is almost impossible for me to live. I am useless, I am hopeless. So, etc. This bhavana is anisha. Taya shochati santapyate muhyamanaha. So, I quoted all this just to tell you what is samsara. Beautifully, graphically described by Bhagavad Pada here. So, what do we understand from this? So, samsaraha asya asti iti samsari. For this samsari, how can there be any comparison with the Brahman which is described in Shastra? So this is the question. Now, what is the samadhana that is given by Ramaraja here? He says, samsarasya upadhigatatvat. Whatever you described till now, man, has to do with the Sharira or with the Mana. Beyond that, this Chaitanya which is there in you does not have any samsara. This notion of I that you maintain cannot be linked with this Sharira at the age of 3, at the age of 30, at the age of 93. So this Sharira is Shiryate iti shariram, vardhate, jayate, mriyate, etc. All are related to the upadhi. So it has to do with the karyakarana sanghata, which is drishya and not the drik. So this drik is chaitanyam. So that is what he is trying to convey here. Samsarasya cha, all that we saw now. Asya putta, asya napta. Okay, so all that has to do with drishya and not the drik. So therefore, samsarasya ja upadhigatatvat. What is this drik? The drik is nirupadhikaha atma. Okay. In fact, there is a beautiful phrase in Bhamati. I'm just reminded of that. He says, Yoham balye pitaram anubhavam soham idanim pranaptrun anubhavami. The beautiful usage this is. Yoham balye pitaram anubhavam means this aham. So this aham is there. Okay, at the age of 3, you were enjoying your father. Now you are enjoying your great grandson. Okay, soham pranaptrun anubhavami, and therefore aham is different from this. So that chaitanyam nirupadhikasya cha atmanaha brahmatvat. So that is I. Okay. So chidananda rupaha aham. So that is what he is trying to say. So this kind of a clarity should be there. Then this question does not stand. Okay. So that's why he is saying evam. So now all this is clear. Evam mokshaya brahmanishthāyaha. So there is a typo here. You take it as brahmanishthāyaha. Otherwise there will be a problem. Brahmanishthāyaha is this. Brahmanishthāyaha vidheyatvat. So now what is the way by which I can realize this? So commitment to this jnana. So that is what is called brahmanishtha. Brahmanishthāyaha vidheyatvat. Okay. So commitment to this jnana of the nature of Atman. Brahmanishthāyaha vidheyatvat. Brahmanascha Vedantaika Vedyatvat. And this Brahman Vedantaika Vedyam. So it is something which is to be known only through Vedanta. So that we saw earlier. Brahmanascha Vedantaika Vedyatvat. Vayarthyam Karmakandasya. So why do we have so many Grihya Sutras, Shrauta Sutras, Shulva Sutras? So all the portion of Veda which deals with Karmakanda does not seem to have any relevance. So those do not speak of this kind of a Brahman. They all always say, if you do this, you will get good. If you do this, you will be happy. So all of them talk about this. So then he says, all this Karmakanda seems to be useless thing. If this is our goal. Vedantaika Vedyatvad Vayarthyam Karmakandasya Ityataha Aha Arhatvaya. Arhatvaya actually should be in bold. Okay, so this is basically from the verse. So this is a Arhatvaya. That's why I said. So the commentary of the second half basically commences here. So in order to give an upodghata, introduction to Arhatvaya, so all this was described by him. Karmakandasya ityataha aha arhatvaya cheti arhatvayeti. So how does the verse go? Arhatvaya cha tatra karma vihitam. Arhatvaya basically means, so in order to possess arhata, in order to qualify yourself, okay, this is what essentially it means. In order to qualify yourself for this, arhatvaya. In fact, there is a nice phrase, arhatam arhane chakruhu. Suppose you want to say in Sanskrit, so it is a well-deserved honor, suppose you want to say. So for that you say arhatam arhane chakru. Arhane arhatam chakru. Arhanam arhate chakru. This is a nice phrase. Anyway, arhatvayeti. Now he is further explaining. Pura adau tatra jnananishthayam arhatvaya yogyatva siddhaye nishphalam phalabhisandhirahitam yatha tatha vihitam karma karyam mumukshuna ityeva mumukshuneteva ajneneti va. What is being said? So in order to make yourself eligible for understanding what is being conveyed, so this karma has been stated for you. Okay? So this jnana, as it is, does not simply dawn upon. So it requires a certain disciplined way of living. And this might have been acquired by you by previous janma vasana. That Vedanta does not deny. But the moment you feel that, so this does not somehow come to me, so then you have to necessarily discipline yourself. Okay, and that is why this karma yoga is being recommended strongly. Arhatvaya cha aryogyatva siddhaye. Yogyatva siddhaye means in order to qualify yourself, okay, for receiving this knowledge. Otherwise, I mean, this can be completely misunderstood, misinterpreted. So, Swechhagari I can be, I know this. So, that doesn't really work. Yogyatva siddhaye. What is to be done? Nishphalam palabhisandhirahitam yatha tatha vihitam karma karyam. Whatever be the duty that you are supposed to do, and there you can easily test oneself. So what is being said is phalabhisandhi rahitam. So this is very, very important. So how does one test whether one has phalabhisandhi or not? When the outcome comes, you will know. Whether this fellow jumps up and down. In fact, I'll tell you, just 2 days back, when I returned from Lucknow, so I had a conversation with my head of the department. There was something, and he was just saying, she was referring to one faculty only. He literally came to my room and jumped up and down because something happened. So just because something which he wished was happening, and earlier he was shouting, so there was some kind of a thing. Anyway, so this is so phalabhisandhi rahitam. If you are there, you will maintain equanimity. So if something goes wrong, you just keep on cursing everybody. And earlier, basically, he was saying that I am really facing this. So putting this into difficult situation is essentially because you cannot take it. So this phalabhisandhi rahitam, if you are able to do that, then whatever is the outcome, I will observe. I will absorb. So there should be a certain shock absorber in you. That is what is phalabhisandhi rahitam yatha tatha vihitam karma karyam mumukshuna ajnena etiva. Then he says, jnana nishtha karma nishtha cheti dve eva nishthe lokesmin staha. There are only two kinds of paths that you can follow. Okay? A commitment to karma or a commitment to jnana. Jnana nishtha, karma nishtha. Okay? Both are simultaneously not possible. So, jnana nishtha, karma nishtha cheti dve eva nishthe lokesmin staha. Tatra ajnanam karma nishtayam adhikaraha. Evam कर्मनिष्ठया शुद्धचित्तानां विरक्तानां सन्यासिनां ज्ञाननिष्ठायाम अधिकाराः. So there is a very clear separation. So ajnanam Karmanishthayam adhikaraha. Adhikaraha means you are qualified. Your qualification is only to engage with karma. In fact, this is the primary message of Bhagavad Gita. So Arjuna was not qualified because he could not take this. So therefore, Krishna said, you engage in karma. Tasmad yudhyasva bharata. So this is what he said. Because this fellow was so confused. So here, loke, in fact he quotes this Bhagavad Gita here. See, evam karmanishtha. Then after saying ajnanam karmanisthayam adhikaraha, ajnanam here means, so it doesn't mean that you do not have BSc degree, MSc degree, doctorate degree, etc. That doesn't mean this. This ajna here means atma vishayaka ajna. Okay, so ajna. So atma vishayaka ajna. Ajnanam karmanisthayam adhikaraha. Karmanisthaya shuddha chittanam. See, for whom this jnana does not sink into the mind, karmanisthaya shuddha chittanam viraktanam sannyasinam. In fact, he goes on adding words to clarify this. See, karmanisthayaham shuddha chittaha. Many people may think it need not necessarily be true. You are not a shuddha chitta. Who is to test? See, we cannot just, it is like self-proclaimed scholarship which people have. Aham shuddha chittaha, etc. So, this karmanisthaya shuddha chittanam. Then he says viraktanam. There is a testing stone. Try, man. Are you a virakta? Are you affected? Viraktanam. And if you are a truly virakta, then sannyasinam. So viraktanam sannyasinam jnananisthayam adhikaraha. So it doesn't preclude us from studying this. We need to understand that. So, but this precludes us from leaving out things. Okay, so that is very important. Jnananisthayam adhikaraha tatha cha uktam. Bhagavad Gita verse. Lokesmin dvidha nishtha purapprokta maya nagha jnana yogena sankhyanam karma yogena yoginam. So this is basically at the beginning of third chapter. In fact, Arjuna will ask, Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tatkim karmani ghore mam niyojesi keshava vyamishrene vavakyena buddhim mohayasi vami tadekam vada nischitya yena shreyo hamapumyam. He said, it seems you are confusing me. So initially you said you go and fight, then you talked about all this. Okay, Siddha Prajnasya Bhasha and so on and so forth. Tell me one thing. Tatkim karmani ghoremam niyojesi keshava. Vyamishreneva vakyena. The eva is also very important. As if it is confusing. See, he didn't say, Krishna, you are confused. Vyamishreneva vakyena buddhim mohayasi vame. There also he uses eva carefully. Buddhim mohayasi vame. Tadekam vada nischitya yena shre. Then Bhagavana starts. See, lokesmin dvidha nishtha purapprokha maya nagha jnana yogena sankhyanam karma yogena yoginam. In fact, it may be good to look at that. See how this. See, you see. Commentary goes like this. Loke asmin शास्त्रानुष्ठान अधिकृतानां त्रैवर्णिकानां द्विविधा द्विप्रकारा निष्ठा स्थितिः अनुष्ठेय तात्पर्यं पुरा पूर्वं सर्गादौ प्रजाः सृष्ट्वा तासाम् अभ्युदय निःश्रेयस प्राप्ति साधनं वेदार्थ संप्रदायम् आविष्कुर्वता प्रोक्ता मया सर्वज्ञेन ईश्वरेण. This is how the commentary says. What does it say? Abhyudaya nishreyasa prapti sadhanam. In fact, the very definition of dharma is this. The Vaisheshika Sutra comes, Athato dharmam vyakhyāsyāmaha. Yatobhyudaya nishreyasa siddhihi sadharmaha. That is the definition of dharma. Yatobhyudaya nishreyasa siddhihi sadharmaha. So here he is saying Abhyudaya nishreyasa prapti sadhanam. Abhyudaya is prosperity here. Nishreyasa is a certain joy. Okay, moksha. That is what is nishreyasa. The sense of satisfaction. So that bhavana, abhyudaya nishreyasa prapti sadhanam vedartha sampradayam avishkurvata prokta maya. So in fact this needs a more deeper elaboration, but I'll just skip this definition of this, the discussion on this. So he is basically talking about two nishthas. One is karma nishtha, the other is jnana nishtha. So that is what he was saying. Tatha cha uktam lokesmin dvidha nishtha pura prokta maya nagha jnana yogena sankyanam karma yogena yoginam iti gita su bhagavata. Then what is karma nishtha? He says karma nishtha nama pravritti margaha. So karma nishtha nama pravritti margaha. Commitment to whatever you have taken. What is your ashrama? What is your position? How are we trying to conduct ourselves? How are we supposed to conduct ourselves? So this is what is karma nishtha nama pravritti margaha. Engaging with. Jnana nishtha nama nivritti margaha. I do not want. This is what happened to great people, right? So this various saints. So at some point they feel no. Pattinattar. You have the beautiful story of Pattinattar. There are so many other people. Tulsidas also they say. Tulsidas also there is a very interesting story. I remember to have read somewhere in Hindi. So he was supposed to have been exceedingly fond of wife. And once she went to her home, Tulsidas could not keep quiet. Again and again he was going and disturbing. So then apparently she seems to have said, इंगिटे वलोपी की विचरकी इतना जो प्रेम मेरे ऊपर है उसको राम के ऊपर रखो. She really cursed him, okay, scolded him, and unable to bear the shame, Tulsidasa became a Rama Bhakta. So the scolding was so harsh. So that is what I think I remember to have read a story. Okay, in fact there is a beautiful verse, no? Ya prītiravivekanam vishayeshvanapāyini tvamanasmaratasami vishayan apasarpatu. This is a beautiful saying. Ya prītihi avivekanam vishayeshu. Vishayeshu ya prīti. Okay? Avivekanam. Okay? In engaging with samsara. Tvam anusmarataha. Okay? So let that be turned into the other direction. This is what happened. That is what is essentially pravritti marga, nivritti marga is all about. Okay? So karma nishtha nama pravritti margaha, jnana nishtha nama nivritti margaha. Imau na yugapadi eka purushanushtheyau. It is absolutely impossible for one to engage in both of them. Yugapati eka purushanushtheyau. It is very important. See, over time, yes, you can. So initially some pravritti marga, then nivritti marga is possible. So simultaneously pravritti marga and nivritti marga does not work. That is why he is saying yugapati eka purushanushtheyau. Yugapati means eka kalanachedena. Okay. Imau na yugapati eka purushanushtheyau. Why? विभिन्नाधिकारी विषयत्वात्. विभिन्नाधिकारी विषयत्वात् means, so these are referring to two different goals, two different sets of commitments. Okay, so विभिन्नाधिकारी विषयत्वात् अतएव न कर्मज्ञानयोः समुच्चयः. Then he says, Parantu Jnanamarga Pravesha Yogyata Lakshana Vividisha Siddhartha Karma Yogaha. He is nicely putting. Why is it that Karma Yoga is recommended? Okay. Why is it recommended? Jnanamarga Pravesha Yogyata Lakshana Vividisha Siddhartha. A nice phrase. So Yogyata Lakshana here means Swarupa. You have to understand. Okay. Yogyata Lakshana Vividisha Siddhartha. Vividisha means a passion to know something. Okay. This is what is Vividisha. You should just understand, not a simple desire. Real passion. Okay. So if you are so passionate, then none in the world can stop you. Okay? So that kind of a passion. So Vividisha Siddhartha, in order to take you to a state where you develop that kind of a passion towards knowing the true nature of yourself. Vividisha Siddhartha. Siddhartha means Siddhihi Prayojanam Yasya. Understand? Artha here means Prayojanam. So Vividisha Siddhihi. Okay? So reaching that. So Jnanamarga Pravesha Yogyata Lakshana means, so preparing yourself for acquiring this jnana. So this is something which will be pretty evident to us if you look at the Kathopanishad episode. So Yama does not simply share this knowledge, he tests Nachiketa. So does he have, if you see this, that is why Viraktanam Sanyasinam. So whatever Yama offers, Nachiketa refuses. No. So he was tempted in so many ways. And he says, Navittena tarpaniyo manushyaha lapsyamahe vittamadrakshma chetva jivishyamo yavadishishyasyatvam varastume varaniyasayeva. That kind of a commitment towards jnana, that will immediately enable you to appreciate what is being revealed in the scripture, and thereby this Atma Bhavana, Atmopamyena Sarvatra Samam Pashyati Arjuna, that will dawn in you. So that is why he is saying, Jnanamarga Pravesha Yogyata Lakshana Vividisha Siddhartha Karma Yogaha. In fact, he quotes, Tametam Vedanuvachanena Brahmana Vividishanti Yajnena Danena Tapasa Anashakena Iti Shrutehe. So the Shruti says, Tamedam Vedanuvachanena Brahmanaha Vividishanti. So I will elaborate this mantra perhaps. So there are a few points which are to be understood in this mantra also. That I think we will do in the next class. So he essentially says that this Ishavasya Upanishad, though in the first mantra, so tries to tell you that Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, Ayamatma Brahma, that is the essence. But in the very second mantra, Kurvanneveha karmani vijivishechatam samaha evam tvayi nanyathetostina karma lipyate nare. So this is what it says. So that the second mantra is being conveyed here. Arhatvaya cha tatra karma vihitam. So that Kurvanneveha karmani, how is it possible? That first, whatever you declare requires jnana-nishtha, whereas this is impossible. Kurvanneveha karmani without karma-nishtha. So how is it possible that the same person can execute both? That is the kind of question. So that is being resolved by saying Arhatvaya cha tatra karma vihitam. So you will only land up as a confused person, okay, unless you qualify yourself thoroughly for this. Okay? And that is what is being stated even in Upanishad itself. Tametam Vedanuvachanena Brahmana Vividishanti यज्ञेन दानेन tapasa anashakena. Okay, I think we will stop here and we will continue the discussion in the next class. Om sarve sukhina santu sarve santu niramayaha sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukhavak bhavet. Om